Hey, welcome to the first actual episode of GlitchCast, because apparently the 0th episode doesn't actually count. I'm Presto.
And I'm Jackson, and you're watching GlitchCast.
And we are talking about Digital Circus, Episode 2, aka Candy Carrier Chaos. So first of all...
Man, that was an episode. One of them,
Yeah.
at least.
Before we hop into a full discussion, we have some questions from our community, both from the Discord server, which you can find in the description below, and in the GroupMe group, which you can also find in the description below. I'm going to start with the Discord questions. The first one here is from Maddie Beth, who asks, favorite new character in episode 2, and why is it Gummy Goo?
Gummy Goo was a very interesting concept. They were like teasing like, "Ooh, we got this brand new AI and it's so unique and stuff." And then they just kill him off immediately. And I really think that that was super anticlimactic and disappointing.
Well,
But my favorite character,
that actually ties into our next question.
my favorite character in the episode. Oh. Yeah, my favorite character is probably Ragatha, just because I thought it was hilarious that one scene where they rammed into the truck when it had spikes and she just got stabbed. I was just like, oh, okay, that happened. Like, I was just laughing in my chair at that.
Yeah.
Or Bubble. Bubble had some funny lines.
No thanks,
the
I
two
quit.
lines that she had. Yeah. No thanks, I'm trying to quit.
That was a good one. Yeah. Unfortunately, it says favorite new character. So, yeah, it's Gummy Goo. But
Definitely Gummy
favorite
Goo then,
yeah. Favorite character otherwise? I'm actually... I
Definitely
think
Gummy Goo.
Pomni is my favorite, returning character in this episode, just because she gets the most amount of development character-wise, and she helps Gummy Goo.
Yeah, she takes a whole...
In vain, but she does help Gummy Goo, and then her realizing that her friends will help her at the end is that's perfect. That's perfect character development right there. That's what we want for. So that's my answer to that. Maddie Beth also asked, thoughts on Gummy Goo's demise. Did he deserve it?
Very anticlimactic, and I feel like they made it so obvious that he's gonna come back in another future episode by just saying, Kane sometimes reuses AI, so maybe we'll see him again in the future.
I feel like Gooseworks put that in just
they're definitely
because she knew the fan response would be, why did they do this? As soon as Pomni said, oh yeah, we're going back to the circus, you're coming with us, I was like, oh yeah, so he's going to die as soon as he gets into the circus, or he's not going to be allowed into the circus, and it's going to be like a Wreck-It Ralph situation.
I was like, yeah, he's not going to make it very far. Kane's not going to like that.
Yeah. But I actually think that you said it was anticlimactic. I disagree. I think it was very climactic, because that's what the whole episode was building up to, and the relationship between Pomni and Gummy Goo, and Pomni realized, oh, maybe I can have friends of this world, and then just having that friend brutally and with no circumstance except for the confetti that he exploded into just ripped away from her was, I think, a perfect way to further her character, and then Ragatha's comforting of her afterwards.
Well, I mean, I think it's also showing, hey, just reminding you guys, Kane is the bad guy in this situation. Just letting you guys know.
Yeah, Kane and
by
Jax.
killing a character that y'all thought
Kane
was...
and Jax.
Yeah, I don't like Jax.
If you do like Jax, you're insane, or you're my brother, who is also insane. My brother thinks that Jax is
So
the best
you're either
character in the
insane
show.
or insane. The thing is that I don't understand why people like him. It's not like he has any redeeming qualities or anything. He's just a jerk.
I mean,
and
there is the theory that he has gone through some past trauma, because if you look right when they're talking about Kaufmo's funeral, Jax looks sad for half a second, and then he rolls his eyes and looks away. which is like I think him saying, "Oh, I'm not actually sad. I'm not sad." And I think it's just because he lost somebody who was close to him, and I think it was somebody who was close to both him and Ragatha. And Ragatha treated it in a different way, like trying to be more friendly and nice to everybody so that they also don't abstract. Whereas Jax decided to just forgo all emotion.
Yeah, so that's one of two theories that I had was either A, Jax is just hiding his emotions, and that's a good thing. Just hide it all. Yeah, don't.
That's always bury your
Just
emotions.
bury it down
deep
until you
inside
forget
where
about
you'll
your
never, ever
emotions.
find them. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's very good advice. Everyone at home, keep that in mind. Just don't express your emotions.
Therapy is bad, guys. You heard it here first.
I also theorized that Jax would be partially responsible for it, and he was feeling guilty. Because if we look at a post that Gooseworks made, she says that Jax fans are gonna have to be strong to survive future episodes. Because, I guess he's going to be like...
Jax is actually Kane. It was revealed that Jax killed Gummy Goo.
Yeah, Jax killed Gummy Goo. He just told Kane to do it. He's the real ringmaster of the circus.
Kane is just a front. Jax actually runs the circus.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, huge twist.
Guys.
Yeah, but I feel like... overall, I really think that Gummy Goo's death was really anticlimactic, and we're going to 100% have some sort of return of Gummy Goo in future episodes. I'm willing to bet money on that.
I'm not doubting his return, but I do think that when he returns, it will be the same body, but with a completely different character. So it's not Gummy Goo. It is, but it's not. And that's what causes Pomni to go off the deep end or something. I don't know. That could be a good, final episode. Pomni starts to abstract, and she has to be pulled back by Ragatha and Jax.
Yeah. Also, it's that, or what I was thinking was the complete opposite, where it's the same AI, but in a different body. It's the same character in every way except for how he looks.
It's the same voice, but it's one of the ghosts. It's the stadium from the Pomni Wake Up teaser. The stadium just talks.
Yeah, actually, all of the characters that we got a tiny tiny glimpse of in that trailer was actually variations of Gummy Goo, and all of them die
and
as they try to get back.
Pomni just tries to bring them all back at once. And Kane is nope.
Yeah, and they just all explode into confetti.
You get deleted. Everybody gets deleted, except for Pomni, because you get to suffer.
That's exactly how Kane would talk if he was deleting her best friends one by one.
And you? That is a very Kane thing to do.
Look at all this confetti.
It's a party in here. Pulls out a disco ball.
Yeah, Gummy Goo's definitely gonna be a reoccurring character.
Hopefully.
At some point in the show.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly. Especially since they made a plush of him. You can't just make a plush of a character that shows up for 7-8 minutes of screen time. Right? Right?
Or they could just do what I was talking about and just make him a reoccurring character so that they can sell more plushies.
I'm already planning on buying one, so...
Yeah, good for you. I'm already spending all my money on the Murder Drones plushies, but, we won't go into that. Chronic shopping addiction.
Our next question comes from Colton on the GroupMe, and he asks, If the characters are real people and it's a video game, how and why do they abstract?
I feel so. This goes back to another theory I had, which was that the circus is used for psychological testing, like just to see the limits of the human mind. And maybe if they get to a point where they're about to break mentally and like go crazy, they're like, "Oh no, we should get you out of there," and that just happens. Maybe, or it's a completely different thing, and I'm way off course.
That actually makes sense because because that's saying like, oh yeah, when the brain readings get to like fully insane in whatever testing site, they're like, okay, now we turn this person into a monster to cause stress in all the other participants, and also hope to send them to their breaking point.
Yeah, but like it would get to a point where they're like, we don't want them to think that going crazy is the answer, so we just make them think that you're just done, you just die, and abstract into a monster that goes crazy, so that they don't try to go crazy or anything.
I mean, if somebody was attempting to abstract, they're already going crazy. Unless there's like...
That's true.
If you abstract, there's a way to connect to other abstracted people.
Yeah, but like, I feel like it would be very... How hard do you think it would be to purposefully abstract? Would you abstract from going crazy trying to abstract and failing?
Actually, I really like that. The idea of trying so much to force yourself to go crazy and then not going crazy that you actually do go crazy. It sounds stupid, but like it's stupid enough to actually work. If somebody did try to abstract themselves for long enough, then they would eventually abstract themselves just from pure going crazy from trying to abstract yourself.
Yeah. They're like, there's a way, I know it. You can't say otherwise.
It's gotta be perfect.
Hold on,
gotta be
just
perfect.
It's gotta work. You know, like, yeah, I feel like I would probably try that at some point. Although, when you think about it from, like, a more to be honest, if you tried to purposefully make yourself abstract without knowing what's on the other side, it would probably kind of depressing.
Okay, this is a side tangent, but I might be able to connect this back.
Yeah.
So there's a joke that I've heard where one of my friends was like, "Hey, what I want to do sometime is just go to a random city, run into the middle of the road wearing like futuristic clothing and yell, 'It worked! I did it! The time travel worked!' Just in the middle of the street, like go up to somebody and ask, 'Excuse me, sir, what day is it?' Just something like that. But like I'm imagining, what if somebody said, 'Oh yeah, I abstracted and came back from it,' and in this could be a Jax thing to do where he's like completely lying, but he's saying, 'Yeah, I abstracted. I got to speak to Kaufmo and Kinger and Ragatha and all the friends that we lost along the way, and then I came back from it.'" Like, if he said something that tempting to Pomni...
Are you saying that Kinger and Ragatha are going to abstract?
I don't know. Just like, I didn't have any other names of other people who were abstracted, but if they did...
Kaufmo and other name, and insert other name here.
Insert name here. Yeah,
wait, no, that's me.
That's
Hold
your
on,
username.
wait. I abstract.
Plot twist, we abstract.
I'm actually a character in the Digital Circus. I just haven't been revealed yet, so don't go talking about this to anyone, because they'll remove me.
Same here.
You know?
I definitely... I'm actually the voice actor for the one mannequin in the crowd.
Oh, that's where I knew it from. I thought that sounded familiar.
I'm the one mannequin who chops off another mannequin's head.
That sounds like fun. I still need to rewatch it. I rewatched Digital Circus. I was in the middle of that, and then I had something else I needed to do, so I stopped. And then
I've seen it 2.5 times because I watched it once live, and then I watched it once on my phone, and then I'm halfway through watching it with my mother.
Wait, are you one of those people who just stop watching it
No, I'm not, but she
mid-episode?
is, and that's like my least favorite thing. That is a pet peeve of mine. Is when you're like, all right, we're halfway through the movie. It's 9 o'clock, time to go to bed. I'm like, I need to finish the movie. It's not. You can't experience something if you don't watch the entirety of it at one point. Like,
Unintentional cliffhanger,
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh yeah, I can turn
That
a
would be
movie
so
into a
frustrating.
TV series by watching 20 minutes of it and then stopping, and then watching another 20 minutes of it the next day and then stopping. Like, you can do that, but that's not.
That's a very positive way to think
But
about
that's
that.
yeah.
I just turned it into a TV
That's
series.
also not the way that it's meant to be watched. Unless it's the Clone Wars movie, in which case that was
Yeah.
literally just 4 episodes of Clone Wars that they stitched together into a movie. So that one's fine.
Yeah, that makes sense. But imagine like watching a movie and then just constantly getting cliffhangers just all over the place at completely random times just because you've decided that there should be a cliffhanger there, That would be so
I watched the
frustrating.
movie 5 minutes a day until I finished it.
Oh, I would hate that. You're just watching a movie and then you're like, oh,
Yeah,
like you have your
and it's
phone
like,
on a
oh, there's the timer.
Like,
Pause the
5 minutes
movie.
are up. There's like
It's like
There's like a
it's fetching
major
Lord of the Rings.
plot twist
and it's like,
happening.
you shall not ding ding ding. All right, pause. Then you have to wait for the next day, and it just starts on pass. Like,
Oh man, I wonder if he's gonna sacrifice himself or not. I could have just
I
watched the
could've
next
just
20
watched
seconds,
the next 20
but
seconds of the movie, but
you
no,
know.
I'm going to force myself to wait. Actually, one of the other hosts in the Radio Chaos Discord server is doing a thing this month of May. It's Purple Riolu. Check out her YouTube channel, where she's doing a Ring Fit challenge, which is like that's a fitness game for the Switch, right? So she's doing 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then today, and then tomorrow she's adding on another 10 minutes, so it's 20 minutes, then 30, 40, 50, and she's doing that for the rest of the month, adding on 10 extra minutes of exercise every day. Like, is that healthy?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's exercise, so you can't say it's not healthy, but I would die.
I would.
I would actually
by-
I would just pass out.
By day 20, when you're dealing with 200 minutes of exercise, that's more than 3 hours of doing push-up. Because like Ring Fit is not a easy exercise game either. Because they have to do like squats, push-ups, sprints. It's like full-on like 30-minute workouts are what's recommended for that game, and doing it for 3 hours straight. Anyway, what I was gonna say is,
Yeah, I don't know if I could survive.
find a series like The Office, and then start with 1 minute a day, and then watch 2 minutes the next day, and watch 3 minutes the next day, until you finish with the series.
And by the time you're getting closer to the end of the series, you're watching watch 2 seasons.
I watched the entirety
in one
of
day.
season 6 and 7 of The Office in one day. You have to just you have to find whatever the longest TV show there is. I'm Googling that now. It's the longest TV show. Sesame Street.
The entirety of the Pokemon
Sesame
franchise.
Street, 53 seasons.
I would just 53 seasons. How do they come up with that
I
much
don't know,
content?
man. It's just Sesame Street.
I guarantee
The
I
longest
guarantee you that there are repeat
the
episodes.
longest running TV show in history is The Simpsons, which first aired. That's TV show though. That's only 700 episodes. If you add all the Pokemon anime episodes together, it is way more than that. Because the entirety of the Pokemon anime has more than 1,200 episodes.
Oh my gosh, 1,200
1,200.
episodes. You're like, yeah, I watched the entirety of Pokemon XY
in a single day.
in one day.
I don't even think that'd be possible. You just get to the point where you're actually just, okay, I have 2 days to watch 56 hours of content. You get to the point where you have to watch him at like 1.5 times speed.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're like, what is going on?
I don't understand, but this Pokemon episode, for some reason, maybe it's because it's at 10 times speed and it's only a 2-minute long episode. Just so that I can fit it into the day.
Man, this is going by fast.
Man, that joke was... Oh, okay, that's the end of the episode.
That would be an experience. I am not built for fast-paced stuff, and that's coming from someone who plays Ultra Kill. I'm not saying I'm good at it, but I like to play it.
I mean,
it's very, very difficult.
I mean, that would be really easy. That challenge would be easy to do with like murder drones, because like watching 1 minute of murder drones and then watching 2 minutes, and then I'm done with the series by the time that I'm at like 20 minutes a day.
Yeah, because each episode is like around 20 minutes.
But then when you finish the 20 minutes, you restart with 21. You just watch the series again, but you watch 21 minutes of it a day.
Yeah, wasn't the newest episode, Mass Destruction, wasn't that 25 minutes long?
Which means it's the second longest behind episode 1, the pilot.
Yeah, the pilot's usually the longest episode.
By the way, I want to check, because last I checked, the pilot of Murder Drones had 44 views, and Digital Circus episode 2 has
just 44 views. That's all you meant, just 44 views. We are two of the 44 people that have watched the series.
Only 44 people have watched Murder Drones, man. That's unfortunate.
Why do they keep on trying to finish this?
Yeah, only 44 people watched the pilot, but then 21 million watched the second episode. Nobody is doing their homework.
Nobody wants to rewatch the same series like 50 times so that they can understand what the heck is going on. What? I don't get it.
That is a murder, like...
For context, I have watched Murder Drones 50 times.
I've only watched it 3 times. That's
I know
three times
everything.
Is what I need to know pretty much all of what's going on. But like I have
and me just flat out explaining it to you, but you know,
I have
whatever.
2 friends who are watching the show for the first time, including Maddie Purple Riolu, and they're like, I have no idea what's going on. Why is everything? Oh, hey, Anna and Uzi are cute. What is happening? Why are there killer robots and demon gods and what the heck? I'm like, watch the whole thing. Then watch the film theory on it, and then rewatch the whole thing.
No, don't watch the film theory. They're so many fans got mad at them for like getting stuff wrong. They got plenty of stuff right too, but like
they got the gist of it right.
There are so many things that people have already theorized.
Yeah, it's not the theories that part of it, but like when he explains through basically the whole timeline of the series and what's actually happening, which really helps you make sense of what's actually going on. Anyway, as of yet...
The thing is that I don't like stuff like that where I don't like breakdown videos. I like to find things out for myself. Like with Hollow Knight, I'm recently doing like just research on Hollow Knight stuff.
Oh yeah,
and by research I mean playing the game and looking through every nook and cranny of it. And it is an experience.
Speaking of Hollow Knight, if you click the link in the description to join the Discord server, if we get 100 people, I have to play through all of Hollow Knight to 112%. But I'm bad at Metroidvanias, so it's gonna suck. It's gonna be terrible.
Are you gonna live stream the whole thing?
Yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna stream the entire playthrough, and you will all get to laugh at me.
I will make fun of you throughout the entire live stream and not give you any help whatsoever.
You'll be like, go left, and then I'll go left, and then I'll end up in like a room with a bunch of murder creatures that I'm too low level to fight.
There's no levels in Hollow Knight.
That I'm too skill level specific. Like, I'm not good enough at the game to fight them.
It's a skill issue. You see,
it is a skill issue. That's the issue. The issue is my skill. You just walk into a room and you find the what's the OG boss's name? The Mantis Lords,
and you won't get that until you fight them,
Yeah,
and you will have no idea when you
Mantis
fight
Lords.
them.
That's funny.
And I'm so excited
That's
for that.
funny. That's funny. Mantis Lords. I get the joke for sure. I walk into the room and I met with Sin from Murder Drones.
You will. The most random stuff ever. It's like the Infinite Story.
For context, the Infinite
And
Story
only
is
people who have joined.
For context, the Infinite Story
GroupMe.
is a story that I'm writing with a bunch of my friends that is literally just... It started as one day, this guy was walking down the road, and then people just keep adding onto it. It's like a pass-along story, like, one of those... You write something on a piece of paper, then you pass it to the next person, they write something, and it just goes on until something crazy happens. It's like that, but it's been going on since November of last year, and some of the things that have happened...
And it's always crazy. It doesn't stop getting crazy.
Not everything from Spamton meeting God to Sin controlling a bunch of Terraria bosses to fight against the Sylveon, or the anthropomorphic coffee taking over the world.
That was fun. Anthropomorphic coffee. I thought when you told me about that, I thought it was a typo, and then you showed me fan art of it.
It is not a typo.
It's exactly what I pictured.
I'm actually thinking of maybe getting Gmod over the summer and trying to sort of turn Digital Circus, not Digital Circus, turn the Infinite Story into a Gmod show a la SMG4. But to do that, I need to be really proficient at 3D modeling and animation, and also learn how to use Gmod. But I think it could be fun to do.
You can learn. You'll learn. It's fine. I mean, I haven't learned, but I haven't tried to learn, so how?
Yeah, so I might do that. But for now, the Digital Circus will be referenced, and you'll have no idea what we're talking about when we say that Narrator 3 decided to close his laptop because Preston kept talking about Infinite Story when this was a podcast about murder drones. And then Narrator 4 opened up the laptop again and decided to type in Presto started talking about Digital Circus episode 2, and then Presto started talking about Digital Circus episode 2. No, you have no idea what I meant by literally any of that.
I don't think I knew what you were talking about anything like that. All listeners out there, you are not alone in this.
You are not alone. Jack is just as confused as you are. I'm just slowly making him go insane. He will abstract at the end of this episode. That's going to happen.
As of the past couple of days, I have questioned everything because of just conversations I've had with people like Preston and some other people that...
Some people on the GroupMe, which you can
know,
join the Discord description. Or not the episode... I'm good at talking today, man. Episode description, yeah.
You're so good at talking, man. Keep it up.
I will. In fact, I'm so good at talking that I'm going to put a 30-second timer on my phone, and I'm going to try to summarize the entirety of Digital Circus episode 2 in 30 seconds. This will go well.
That's
which
perfect.
Is leading into we're going to lead into actual discussion about episode 2 instead of questions and then random ramblings about whatever the heck we were talking about. Okay, timer, 30 seconds. Tell me when to start.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so Pomni has a nightmare where she falls into the void and all abstracts and stuff. And then she wakes up and Kane is like, hey, we're having an adventure. We're going to the Candy Canyon Kingdom. And in the Candy Canyon Kingdom, the princess sends them on a quest to go find the syrup that's stolen by these crocodile dudes. And then they clip through the floor, and then one of the crocodile dudes goes insane. And then they go back up through the floor, and then there's a mud monster. And then they all go back to the kingdom. They go back through the portal, and then Kane kills the gummy dinosaur dude. And then they hold a funeral for Kaufmo, and then that's the end of it. And then she gets out of the void. That was pretty good. 30 seconds.
That's a pretty cool timer.
It's
alert.
It's the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon EGAD phone call sound effect. That's my ringer.
Yeah, I have just default ringer
Nerd.
on my phone. Like everything on my phone is default.
Yeah, but I think that 30 seconds.
I actually used to have it so that. I used to have it so that whenever I had a call, I would it would vibrate in Morse code for hello, which is dot 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 dash dot 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 dash dot dot dash dash dash, and that's all I remember from learning Morse code.
That's impressive, actually. It's more than I know of Morse code.
That's all. I only know that and hello. I used to have the entirety of Morse code memorized, and now I can't remember anything. It's like when I tried to learn sign language. Now I can't string together a sentence.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think you knew that I tried
stop
to learn
doing
sign
Spanish.
language, but Duolingo's gonna get mad at you again because you stopped learning Spanish.
I'm not. I haven't stopped yet, but I probably will after like the end of the school year. Okay, yeah. So I think that 30 seconds was enough to catch literally everybody up. If you didn't watch the episode, you understood everything from just that 30, the 30 seconds summary.
Yeah, we didn't miss out on anything.
Right? No, definitely not.
Yep, everything about that. You just got everything right.
That's the entire episode.
And it was
you
like
don't
perfect.
Even need to watch the episode. You could just listen to that 30 seconds over and over again.
Yep, and then you'd know everything. You're perfectly summed up.
Oh, I did mention the fudge monster. That's good. I like the fudge monster. The fudge monster was funny to me.
The fudge monster was very, very silly. I don't know how I should feel about the fudge monster. But
the fudge monster
also
had
you
like
summed that up like perfectly in 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Thank you. I will take that. It's very nice of you to give me this watermelon. Tastes great too.
We could just cut that out if you want.
Nah, we're keeping that in.
We'll fix it in post, you know? It'll be fine.
We're not fixing anything in post. We're literally just uploading this raw audio and seeing what people think about it.
This is raw audio. By the way, actually, as a matter of fact, we did get a custom intro for those who are listening.
Oh yeah,
you probably noticed at the beginning.
If you heard the intro, that sounded pretty cool. That's by Brielle, who is over on the Glitch fan chat GroupMe. So yeah, she makes cool things. What's her channel handle?
You can join the GroupMe and you can talk. It's Warrior Cat 66, I think.
Yep.
But she told us she wants to go by Brielle Vassal.
Yep.
Yeah, she is super talented. Like, holy crap, I don't know how she made that. We just asked her to combine all of the glitch shows into one intro and outro. And the outro you will hear it if you stick around till the end. But
yeah,
man, it was,
of course.
like, I am still super impressed by how she managed to pull that off. Because, like, I had a conversation with her. She's like, there were so many things that went wrong. And she said, like, she has 10 different takes of it, and all of them sound like absolute chaos. And then she finally landed on the intro that you guys all heard at the beginning. So yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds good. So who am I to complain? Speaking of you guys, hey, we got 200 plus listens on the first episode. So yeah, thank you all for that. That's
so cool, man. I did not think this would go that well.
Yeah. So hopefully you're enjoying the second
so
episode.
Thank you all so much for the support.
This isn't as structured. We're just kind of like hanging out and talking about Digital Circus episode 2. Ish, kind of. Title of the episode: Presto and Jackson talk about anything except for Digital Circus episode 2.
That should be in the description. People who have read the description before listening to this episode are like, "Oh yeah, they did do that."
They did it. Or they're like, "No, they didn't do that. That's not what the description says at all." What are you talking about? Depends on if I remember or not.
Yeah, Preston's gonna go behind my back and change the description just to get people mad that we we weren't clear on the description.
Yeah, of course.
That was the most forced maniacal laugh I've ever heard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm disappointed in you. You sound like That's a little better. Good job. The first one sounded like a sheep,
Meh.
kind of.
No, actually.
Yeah. See, is that you trying to do the laugh again?
No,
or
that was
that
me
your
doing.
sheep
That was me doing a
impression?
sheep. No, actually, according to
Oh, I
the
couldn't tell a difference.
according to the French translation of Pokemon Sword and Shield, sheep actually say moo. True story. Wooloo in that game.
I
say
can confirm.
moo.
Sheep say moo.
Sheep say moo.
They don't even moo. They don't even moo like a cow. Like I looked at a sheep and it just looked at me and was like, moo.
No, yeah. There's no sound. It just said.
It just looked at me and said
Just
moo.
Nothing else.
Moo. Yeah, just moo. It wasn't even like the cow noise. And I'm not gonna try to do that because I'm gonna get it so wrong. Somehow, and it's gonna be super funny, but I'm not gonna try it. Preston can try it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Preston. Thank you for volunteering.
Wow.
Good job. Just make
Swells.
that way deeper and just fix it in post.
Whoa.
Wait, no, we're doing.
We'll fix it. We'll fix it in post.
Is that a
Speaking of
cow
fixing it
trying
in
to do a
post, let's
maniacal
move on.
laugh? Is that? We're not fixing anything in post.
Wow, wow, wow. This is a terror. This is a terrible idea.
I'm not even. This was a terrible idea. That's why we're keeping it in.
Anyway, Digital Circus episode 2. What do you think of the Candy Canyon Kingdom, like as a locale?
I know exactly how Jax felt about the whole. I know exactly how Jax felt about the whole thing. I think it was super anticlimactic, but the kingdom as a whole, I really liked it. Like, it was really nice, very well done, but I feel like there was some missed potential. Like, there were so many things that they could have done, but they just didn't.
Well, what would you have changed of the
everything's
episode?
made out of candy.
Because
Are you gonna?
you are on record of complaining about this episode. What would you have changed?
Yeah, I have so many thoughts that people are not gonna like. I already stated one that I'm not a big fan of Jax.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
But
we are an anti-Jax podcast. If you like Jax, leave us a 5-star review.
yeah, we've rigged it.
We've rigged it. If you like Jax, subscribe and hit the like
but-
button. If you don't like Jax, subscribe and hit the like button.
I'm just thinking of that scene from Gravity Falls where they're like, "Do you like me?" Yes, definitely, absolutely. And Mabel's in the background just like, "I've rigged it."
I've rigged it. I remember that.
And
Good
if you
show.
don't get what I'm referencing, go watch Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
Why haven't you watched that yet?
Do it.
It's
Right.
Does Gravity Falls count as an indie
You've watched
animation?
Digital Circus, but you haven't watched Gravity Falls. No, because it's Disney. Disney
Yeah, I know,
sponsor.
but it was made by Alex Hirsch, so and
Yeah,
like Disney picked
with
it
the
up.
funding of
though.
Disney.
Yeah, I guess. That's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
We'll put that up for debate later.
I personally really like this
but-
episode just because of the way that it explored depression really well. Like just the idea of bookending the episode with Pomni falling into the void and then all of her friends in Kaufmo like helping her back out of the void. And just showing like
Making her feel like she's not alone.
Yeah, sometimes you do feel alone, you feel worthless, you feel like your life doesn't matter, but having good friends can really just help you not feel that way. And being the good friend also does that, like Ragatha, like Pomni. Well, yeah, like Ragatha does to Pomni, but also like Pomni does to Gummigoo, because like.
How dare you say that? How dare you even consider the fact that Ragatha isn't a good friend?
Yeah,
How dare
Ragatha
you?
is a great friend.
Ragatha's the best.
And through Ragatha's example,
by far,
Pomni.
10 out of 10 favorite character.
Actually, yeah, thinking about it, because at the start of the episode, Ragatha is like dragging Pomni along, and it's like, even though Pomni isn't like feeling the greatest, it's like, I'm not a kid, you don't have to pander to me or whatever, and she's like kind of sad and just like very out of it, but Ragatha is like showing her the right way and being supportive and helping the entire time. But then you go later, and Gummigoo is feeling the same way, and Pomni does what Ragatha did to her, and it's that idea of like leading by example and showing your care through other people that I find really fascinating and also just true. Be nice to people.
Yeah, just spreading the love, learning like, hey, I was in this situation and this is what helped me. Yeah, so
Yeah,
and I feel like that's a very good story that we could all learn from.
and
Just be the better person. Just be nice to everyone and the world will be a better place.
except for Gummagoo
That's not
died.
my take from the
Except for
story. I
Gummagoo
thought it was
died.
very anticlimactic. Except for, so the real story is be nice to your friends because then
Because
your
then they'll be
boss
destroyed
will
by an evil
explode the
AI.
confetti.
Yes, exactly. This is terrible lesson. No, I just really because like
No, I think it's a perfect lesson. I feel like everyone can learn
yeah,
from that.
of course, of course. No, I just really like how Ragatha helps Pomni, and then Pomni helps Gummigoo, and then because of that, and then the funeral, and showing that the people in the circus actually do care about other people in the circus, except for Jax. Uh, just showing the love that they all had for Kaufmo really felt like made Pomni feel like, oh yeah, they could I could have room for that sort of love in my life as well, and I really liked it.
Yeah. Also, I noticed that Jax did not speak at Kaufmo's funeral, and I feel like that should say something. Like people should be
It's
talking
because
about that
he's
more.
too scared to relive
Jax
past
didn't even,
memories.
yeah. Or because he's guilty. He knows more than he's letting on.
Yeah,
He's
or it's my theory,
responsible.
and he made Kaufmo abstract, and then he brought Pomni and Ragatha to Kaufmo to in an attempt to destroy them, and then pieced out. It makes complete sense. Also, the fact that
Out of
nobody
context,
abstracted
that
this
sounds like
episode.
there's no proof. Yeah, we were in the GroupMe. Everyone was theorizing about like who's going to abstract instead of
Who's
are people
yeah
going to abstract.
who yeah, I guess that was just like an assumption that somebody would abstract every episode. But I guess it makes sense to give us more time with the characters themselves than to just start abstracting people left and right. I think that
Yeah, more character development, but so that we care more when they kill people off.
yeah, well, I guess that we didn't have an abstraction, but we did have a death this episode.
A death, like a introduction and then a death of the
Of the
same
same character.
character.
Yeah. Do you think that we are going to have an abstraction
So
next
there was
episode?
even less character development for that
Do
guy.
you think we are going to have an abstraction
What?
next episode? Or do you think they're going to save it for the
I
mid-season
feel like
finale?
there's going to be an abstraction soon. It could just be a minor character that we don't really care that much about. Like maybe something happens to Zubul because she doesn't go on an adventure and something happens to her because of
Yeah,
it.
like what is Zubul doing when she's kind of just not going on adventures? She's just sitting there.
She's just like sulking in the background, like just walking around all wonky and stuff. Just doing
Just
Zubul
doing
activities.
Zubul activities. But like, just the idea of like being alone is not healthy, especially when you're on the verge of going insane. And like that's the point of the episode, right? Is that like you can, if you accept being with your friends, then that's what can lead you out of dark places. But with Zubul, I feel like the only person that we've actually seen her have a connection to so far is Kaufmo, who is gone.
Yeah, because she looks genuinely sad at his
Yeah.
funeral. They all do. Although I guess Gangle has no choice but to be sad.
They broke my comedy mask.
And I'm also disappointed at that because in the trailer it looked like she had the happy mask on. I'm like, oh yeah, we get to see happy Gangle. But nope, she just immediately got it shattered and was sad Gangle
Yep.
the whole time.
I wonder if that's going to be a running joke. Gangle will never be happy.
Gangle will always be sad Gangle.
She
Maybe
will
she'll be the
always be
first to
stressed.
abstract.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I could definitely see
Um,
Zubul being the next to abstract just because she doesn't have those friends to fall back on.
Yeah, it's gonna be very weird. I'm very excited for what's gonna happen in the future.
I agree. I agree completely.
But yeah, there's not really much to chew on though for the ending of episode 2.
Yeah, there's not
They
like a
kind of
big
just
reveal or any
left
theories.
us.
It's just a nice like quiet ending that really wraps up the themes of the whole episode as a whole. Which like it doesn't give us more to theorize
I wouldn't
towards,
say nice.
but it's also really nice.
I mean, me personally, I think that it was kind of just we're back to where we started with nothing really to think about, and it kind of
Well,
disappointed me
it's really
a little
about it's
bit.
the character development because like we're not back where we started because where we started, Pomni had no connection with any of the rest of the cast, and also Pomni sort of saw Kane's like uh, less fair, more dark side in this episode.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be controversial again for a second. Okay, I am
I'm
not
scared.
really that mad at Kane.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
not
really
mad at
that
Kane
mad at
either.
Kane.
I am not mad at Kane. I completely understand why he did it. I know a lot of people are like, how could you? You killed Gummy Goo. You're such an insane, evil person. But to me, it's like, no, it makes sense. He wouldn't want to mix up human and AI because, like, that could not go well for him.
It goes along with the theory. It goes along with the theory that it's all for like psychological testing. Like if there's an NPC, they can't really do any tests on that
That's
unless they're testing on AI. Like another theory I had, which contradicts my other theory.
he has so many theories. Not
I have so many
not the
theories.
theory that
That's why everyone in the group.
not the theory that Kane is a human.
The other theory of what Kane could possibly be, which I won't talk about right now because we'd double the amount of time we have on this episode.
Exactly. We can talk theories later. But yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a whole other, maybe a whole other podcast based on the amount of content I have around theories.
Especially Murder
Obviously,
Drones
I'm
theories
joking,
is
but
gonna be Murder
I
Drones theories is
have a
gonna be fun.
lot.
Maybe we should just do like a recap of the Murder Drones timeline episode. Like Game Theory didn't do it right, so we can actually do the entire thing correctly for people who are just getting into the show. If you want to see that, leave a comment below if you made it 48
Spoiler
48
free,
minutes into the
everything that happens video. We just talk about everything
spoiler
that.
free. We won't spoil anything, but we'll just tell you every event that's in the entire series.
So first of all, this huge, like eldritch monster thing. I'm not gonna talk about it right now.
So first
That'll
of
be
all,
it for
Unikitty
another
shows up.
episode.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
First of all, Unikitty
Wait,
shows up.
like
Like from the Lego movie.
okay, I was making sure I was making sure I didn't hear you wrong. That was the most random thing I've ever heard, and I love it.
Unikitty has been in my mind the entire episode. Like even back to the bury them deep inside where you'll never ever ever find them. Like that's a quote. That's a quote from Unikitty.
I need to rewatch the
Yes,
Lego
you do.
movie. That
is
was
one
such
of my
a good
favorite
movie.
movies.
The Lego Movie 1, not the second
Yeah.
one. The second one was
The second one was okay.
very
I
meh.
like the second
Very,
one.
very-
I didn't like it as much as the first one, but also I grew up with the first one, so
Yeah, the first one definitely outshines the second one, but yeah, we're gonna have to go into separate deep dive for everything Murder Drones. Actually, every
Can't wait
individual
for the
thing
Lego
Murder
Movie
Drones. I could
episode.
have a whole. The Lego Movie episode is not even an indie animation or game. It's just
it's just about the Lego movie.
it's just the Lego Movie.
Believe me, I could talk.
I think
could talk
the
for like
Lego
7 hours
Batman
about the Lego
movie
movie.
was.
I haven't seen the Lego Batman movie enough. I've only seen it like twice.
okay, we're gonna have a super long episode that's gonna be a Spotify video exclusive where all we're doing is me showing Preston the Lego Batman movie
I don't think that's legal.
because that is a masterpiece, and I well, shut up. We're gonna do it anyways. Um,
Maybe we'll have it. Maybe we'll have a hangout on the Discord or on GroupMe and just watch through the movie at some point. Yeah. Any last final thoughts on Digital Circus episode 2, which we definitely spent the entire 50 minutes we've been talking about.
Yeah, so I'm very interested in how they're going to just introduce how they're going to start the next episode, because they never really left us with anything. So it's just going to be
I'm
us
just
sitting
thinking,
there
I
for a
think that
couple
each
months with
episode will kind
making
of
the
be
next
its-
episode.
I think each episode will be an adventure, and I think that's just going to be the, like, plot isn't the right word. It's like how every Phineas and Ferb episode, they build something crazy, and there's an enabler.
Oh yeah, like Phineas and
like-
Ferb, where it's like every episode is its own thing
Yeah,
with kind of
but it
piece
has
of
its
the
own
main story.
it has its own framing device, I guess. I think every episode will be an adventure. That's basically what I'm saying. Is there will be an adventure per episode.
Yeah, that
and
makes
then
sense.
Different plot
And
events will happen on each adventure.
I feel like everyone's gonna point out, like, oh my gosh, that's where they're reusing Gummy Goo's AI. Every single time there's a character with an Australian accent who sounds like Gummy Goo, everyone's just gonna talk like, that's Gummy Goo, but he's like reincarnated as a freaking ghost. Which would make sense.
Guys,
It's,
it's
you know,
Gummy
he's
Goo. You
dead
can
now.
tell because he has an Australian accent. Me looking at a picture of SMG3. Me looking at a picture of Tessa. Tessa has an Australian accent, therefore she is Gummy Goo. We figured it out, guys.
That's just a theory. That's just a theory.
That's another channel. A GlitchCast. Thanks for listening.
That's not gonna be.
And that's just a podcast. A glitch podcast. But seriously,
Sure. My brain is collapsing right now.
Yeah, as usual. But seriously, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're not watching on YouTube, go follow the YouTube channel. And there will be like actual video content going up there soon. Maybe, possibly. There's a chance.
If we make this work successful enough, then we could start doing videos on, and make sure to download if you're listening on Spotify.
Leave us a 5-star review.
Or follow us on Spotify. Yeah, make sure to
follow.
make sure to
If you want,
make sure that we are known to the world.
if you want to know exactly when episodes come out, then make sure to join either the Discord in the description or the GroupMe in the description, or both. The GroupMe is perfect for talking about everything Glitch and SMG4 and also just hanging out and having some fun. And the Discord is perfect for talking about
And you'll get a
literally
sneak peek
anything,
at
'cause we
all my
have-
rants.
Exactly. And in the Discord, since this podcast is a part of the Radio Chaos family of podcasts, which includes, but is not limited to, Anime Brew, Milk and Cookies, that's what it's called. So Anime Brew is an anime podcast. Milk and Cookies is a baking and computer programming podcast. Off the Wall, which is a Nintendo podcast. Gamer Girl podcast, which is also a Nintendo podcast. The 1 Minute podcast, where I podcast for 1 minute, and then every episode I add on an extra minute. And I think that's everything. But we also do live streams on the Presto the Magnificent and Purple Riolu channels, and everything is there in the Discord. If you click the link in the description below, feel free to join our wonderful, non-toxic, amazing community of good people. Was that
Very good people.
that-
And me. I'm also there.
good people, and also Jack.
But yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. With that, I'm going to go abstract myself.